Good morning. It's June 3rd, Thursday. I have another kiln unloading, and this one has some test pieces in it, I guess, that since I'm working with a dark clay, and I decided I really like to paint with underglazes on my clay. The dark clay doesn't show up very well, so I decided to put like a white slip on top of the clay, of the dark clay, when it's in the greenware stage, and then fire it, and then do underglazes on it. I tried painting underglazes on the slip during the greenware stage, but I didn't like it because if I had to rub something off or make a mistake or something, you're rubbing off the slip, and so I didn't like that at all. So anyway, on the dark clay, it's the slips applied at leather hard stage, and then I fired it to cone 04, and then I painted with the underglazes on it, then put the black liner on it, and then the clear glaze on it, and then I fired it to cone 5. So let's see how they turned out. And let's get this kiln. I did peek in it, and I see one disappointment. I made a red bird for somebody in the color. Oh, I'll show you. It's always the piece that you need for somebody in a hurry that doesn't come out. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Is that karma? I don't know. I've been a good person. I tried. Anyway, so here we go. But, I mean, everything else that I see looks like it turned out. So there's a whole bunch of these little spoon rests. Yeah, these turned out cute. So this is the dark clay I was talking about. This is called Standard 266. It doesn't like to be fired above cone 5, maybe 5.5. But I've had it bloat, which means it gets the clay gets bubbles in it at cone 6. So I just fire everything at cone 5. And then I do like a 10-minute hold, sometimes a 15-minute hold. But then you gotta be careful because you do a hold and the temperature's gonna go up, and it's not really, well, I shouldn't say temperature really, the heat work is gonna go up, which could still get you closer to cone 6. So I don't wanna get too close to that. But anyway, so I made these they're just little, containers you could put a spoon rest or little change or earrings in, or whatever, a little soap dish. So anyway, so I made a bunch of these. I fit them all in here except for about 4. So and I've got a bunch of the these turn out really cute, I have to say. So you see the slip on there, the white, and the white background is a slip, which is a lot like white underglaze, but it's more opaque, meaning you can't really see through it as well. And I think next time I'll actually probably do the slip a little bit thinner, because I might like to see through it a little bit, like more antique-y, And then here's the blues always burn. Well, that looks pretty there in the picture. In real life, this actually isn't quite as blue as it's showing up there, which is usually the opposite, but and then here's one of the purpley ones. And here is, these are my favorite. I want my little fish bowls, my little fish ponds. So I have one of those here. They're all, they're all a little different. These will be, the fish pond ones are, I don't know, I might do, I don't know, maybe $15. They just take so long, And then here's the heart ones. I'm going to do the, might do them all $15, but, and then these are cute. I really like those too. They turn out cute. And they're hand drawn too, so each one is a little different. And because they're hand built, you know, these things just take a little longer. They get little details on the bottom and on the side. So they just take a little longer. Okay. Let's see here. I hate bending over in front of the camera. You can see my fat butt. Okay, so there's another one on my fish pond. That one's got 5 fish in it. Another one of the blue ones. I love doing the flowers. I love flowers, period. They're just so pretty and make you happy. Okay, so here I may as well get the bird out. Oh. So there's my red bird. That's supposed to be red. And I bought a red underglaze called Cinnamon, but I didn't think it'd be that cinnamon. So that is a huge bummer. So I'm going to repaint him, reglaze him, I guess, and I'll refire him. I think I have a brighter red in there still. But I don't know what I'm going to do with the whole paint of cinnamon red underglaze. I'm going to have to brighten it somehow. But I am going to do some test tiles with this to see, because sometimes if you put it on too thin, it can burn out. And so part of the dark color may be my fault. I'm not sure. So I'm going to do some test tiles and see. But I'll definitely be reglazing that one. And I have found that that is Amico Velvet Underglaze. And I have found that those don't really stick to the kiln shelf. The speedballs tend to stick to the shelf a little more. Oh, I see something that ran. Ah, man. Oh, Ernie. Honey, I'm going to step on you. You gotta watch out. Ernie's in here, my little Yorkie. He's the one who's like 14 years old and on the motorcycle. Mostly deaf, mostly blind. So he tries to stay by my side pretty much. Oh, I like that. I mean, but yeah, I like that one. I don't know if you remember this. This was built with leftover strips of clay, and I embedded it with. Well, I did a slip on top, I think, or white underglaze. I think this is white underglaze, and then chips. They're just chips of underglaze. I spread the underglaze out on a piece of newspaper, and then I just wrinkled up the newspaper and put the chips on here. Then I, hand built it like a coil built pot. Yeah, I like that. I did a big one. I didn't like that near as much, but I really like this one. This one ran. Oh, poo. Well, I can sand it down, but this is a new glaze that I put some flux on it, and it really fluxed. Almost buried my fish in the bottom, and then it ran off. Which, isn't a huge deal. I can sand that off, but it took with it a chip of it. So, I don't know, this will be a second or something. What a bummer. Well, at least it wasn't something, you know, really important. But my seconds are piling up. Ones I'm not happy with. Oh, there's Bub. There, he's sleeping on the floor. Can you see him? he's down there. Shh. Okay. Oh, this is the, well, let's see here. This is the Doodle Bowl, and I'm going to have to sand it, just some of these sharp edges off, because it's, actually I'll sand the bottom a little bit, but, so, wow, the colors, that's the one thing, when you water down the underglazes, you gotta, in order to get the effect you want, you have to water them down sometimes, but then if they're thin, they'll burn out. So these colors were much more vibrant, if you saw the before pictures. And then, but these weren't watered down, so I love making these doodle bowls. They're not really pretty. See, so the one in the center is not as vibrant, but that's okay. Got enough color on it, doesn't it? Turned out really pretty. Really pretty, I like that. Okay, so here, I like it, but yeah, so this is one of those dark brown ones. Isn't that cute? So you can see where the flowers are on the brown clay. You know, they're not obviously as vibrant and bright as over the slip. So these were dipped in slip at the leather heart stage, and then fired, and then I put these on. So you can see how the colors are way more muted on the brown, but you know, that's kind of neat anyway. So yeah, I didn't do the inside, so, but they're glazed clear, so it's all food safe. Should've. That's pretty hefty, so. Here's another one. Oh, they turned out so cute. Very happy with these. Just little fun, whimsical flowers. You can you can see the green burned out a little bit. And I usually try to do like 3 coats of the green, just because I know green is one of the colors that tends to burn out. It likes to burn brown, and it's also one of the colors that's really affected by zinc. So you don't want to, I think the purples are affected too. So you don't want to use a clear glaze that has zinc in it. Always use zinc-free clear. So here's one. Now this one was just a test piece because, okay, so I learned my lesson on this one. When I dipped it in the, you can't probably see it on the camera. Can you see the little hairline cracks in the undercoating in the slip? So when I dipped this one in the slip, this mug was too dry. So you don't want to dip your greenware into slip if it's too dry. You want it as close to the leather heart stage as possible, or sooner, because you want them, when they dry, you want them to shrink at the same pace. Okay, so but yeah, the colors turned out pretty though. I'm really happy with that. So I knew when I did the slip on this that it wasn't going to be sellable, but I wanted to go ahead, and I was just kind of curious that the clear would smooth out the slip. but it did a little bit, but not a lot. So, but it's kind of cool. I mean, it's still, it's food safe, and actually the cracks are kind of cool in there. Oh, and I did the bottom. Get that. It always gets, they stick a little bit, but not much. I'll just sand it off. It's got a little piece of kiln shelf, or kiln wash stuck on it, but so yeah, I like that. So far, so good with these. Okay, so here's what I did of tulips, but I can see that they burnt out a little bit more than what I thought. And I noticed something on this one. Look at this one. I forgot to do the bottom one, the bottom part. That's what happens when you go too fast. But yeah, I haven't done any tulips before. This is my first tulip one. And I smudged the bottom brown, and then the inside's just clear. I kind of prefer a white inside, I think. But I like that, though. I like that. I'll sand the bottoms of them and get them nice and smooth. So this is the bowl that, let's see. Oh, yes, I like this one. I like it. I didn't think the blue would be quite as blue. I know, I'm my own worst critique, aren't I? But isn't it cute? This underglaze is turquoise. And then the outside, there's just some flowers. And this can be used as a cereal bowl. It could be a dog dish, or a water bowl for cats. The cats would like the little fish in there, wouldn't they? They'd probably be going after the fish. Yeah, I like that. I have to make some more of those, huh? What do you think of that? I like that. Alright, let's see what's down here. I'm trying to think. Oh, there's more of the little dishes, and then there's some big bowls. Always rock your shells before you pick them up, because the kiln stilts can stick to them. And then if you pick up the shelf in the kiln and one of these kiln stilts drops off halfway up, you're going to break your stuff. Knock off those sharp edges before I forget and cut myself on them. It will slice open your hand if you rub your hand on a shelf and it's got a piece of glaze on it. Okay, let's see. So here is, wow, there's a piece of drip from the shelf up. Got a sharp little thing there. Anyway, so there's another one of those. This turned out nice. I usually have one of my little sanding sticks in here. I don't see it. But, oh well. So here is, oh, my poppy. Like, this turned out cute. Now this one has little cracks in the slip too. But that's one of my little poppy. I always think they're, either poppies or peonies. But because of the color, I don't know, I just always think they look kind of like poppies, but. And there's Sophie. Sophie, what are you doing, Sophie girl, huh? Sophie has been like a hoover for cicadas. I don't know if you have cicadas where you live, but we have tons and tons of cicadas. And oh my God, she's like a Hoover vacuum sweeper going out there. So we have to take her out on a leash every time she wants to go out because she eats as many as she can. We don't want her to get sick, so it's been such a pain in the butt because she loves to go out there and run. So here's another one that's poppy. I like these. These turn out really nice. I don't know. Do you like the slip stopping halfway down, or do you like the slip to go all the way down? What do you think? I saw another potter. She takes hers halfway down. Hers looked pretty cool. That was kind of my inspiration for taking it halfway down, but I don't know. I like that. Very cute. And these were going to have handles, but they got too dry, so no handles. No handles. These have become tumblers. There's some of that blue. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. That is really pretty. And then of course it's got a little fishy. Look at how shiny that is. Wow. This can't remember what glaze this is. Shoot. If you really want to know, I can check. I've got so many glazes. I think this is the new one that Potter's Choice came out with. Okay, here's another one. These, I like this shape. A lot of people buy these for wine glasses. These I always think it's more like peonies. I'm looking at my peonies out there now. It's raining here. You can hear the raindrops. And the rain, it's just such a shame. They come out and they're so beautiful. And then the rain comes and they last about a week or two. It's such a bummer that they don't last longer, but that's turned out pretty. And the pinks held up well too. Sometimes pink will burn out. And there was more purple in there, but purple likes to burn brown too. You gotta be, underglazes are really made for low fire, but they can be used all the way up to cone 10. But I can't imagine very many colors being left at cone 10. Oh, I like this. And you know what? I was gonna glaze the outside of this, but I decided not to. I really like it not glazed. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of like, it's like a matte. But, of course you have to glaze the inside for it to be food safe. So, these things are getting hotter as I go lower into the kiln. I may have to put my gloves on. The kiln was about 250 degrees when I opened it this morning. So, but yeah, there's some poppies and my little goldfish. They're cute. I like that. Like it. Looks like my greenhouse is leaking. Some of my bowls over here are filling up with water. And here's another one I did. So of course this has the slip on the inside. And then just hand paint on the outside. Oh, there's a hairline crack. Oh, poo. Excuse my language. Well, what the heck? Well, there's a second. Darn it. I don't know why that happens, It doesn't happen in the bisque fire, and I compress my rims, and, but with pottery, you just never know. So that's a bummer. That one might have. Well, that's a bummer. Let me double check this one. Make sure this one's okay. And this dark clay has plenty of grog in it. You can see the grog. See the little tiny white specks? That's the grog coming out. It's funny, these leaves were more green and they turned kind of orangey, yellow, green, but I like that. That turned out nice. The other one, not so much. Oh, I forgot I did this one. Another Doodle Bowl. I forgot I did 2 of them. And this one, look, I put a little monster down there. I usually don't eat little monsters, but cute. And here's the inside. Yeah, see, the colors stay really pretty on this one. These weren't watered down as much as the other ones, so you gotta be careful watering them down too much. Like I watered this down a little bit to get, so they blend. It's hard to get them to, this one I actually used a sponge, I think, to apply it. And of course I put, a little flower on the bottom. Only this one's got a little fish hidden in there. And then here is the bottom of a casserole dish. Cross your fingers. Oh, that looks good. So this is the bottom of a casserole dish. So the lid is on the shelf below it. And then it has leaf handles. And then the top will have a leaf handle also. So, and then there's the galley. I'm going to do a video of how I make these if you're interested. Oh, Ernie, I'm going to step on you, bud. You got to be careful. He sneaks up behind me all the time, and then he stands like right behind me. And then I almost step on him because I don't see him. Oh, here's another bowl. Remember the little baby one I did? So I did a giant one. Ooh, this is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Ooh. Ooh, I have to get my gloves on. One problem with putting gloves on is that they make things more slippery. So, okay, remember we did, make sure to hold on tight. So, okay, so remember this bowl here that I made it from scraps? They're scraps from this bowl. So this is made from strips of clay. I put white slip on the inside, but the outside is made the same. Oh, I know I'm gonna drop this. Is made from the same way as that one is. So this is the dark clay, as you can see the top here, and then it's basically little crumbs of underglaze all mixed together and embedded into the clay. And it's supposed to look like a rag. These old-time rag rugs. But that's how it looks. Turned out good. Actually, the colors turned out really pretty, didn't they? Very nice. I like it. So, okay, another one of these. It's weird how some of the colors burn out, and, you know. But that's the way it goes. If I fired the cone 05 or 04, the colors would not burn out at all. But then that clay is not as strong as stoneware. Low fire clay, at least in my opinion, is not as strong as stoneware, which is fired higher. It's not fully vitrified when it's low fire, which means it's more porous. So here's some more tulips I did. These are a little bit more reddish. Just a little. And here's what I've done. These are my little, that I always like to do. My grape hyacinths or lavender, whatever you want to call it. This is on white clay, of course. I only put the slip on the dark clay. Oh, there's a big hole I did. See, now that purple flower had a whole bunch of colors in there. And you can see it's mostly purple with some writing on the inside. And there's the outside. And I put a little flower at the bottom. Then I got one more piece. This is a very important piece because it's the lid to this casserole dish. I'll just cross my fingers. Oh, it turned out good. Now I just gotta be careful not to drop it. So there's the lid. Isn't that cute? So let's see if it fits. Yeah, I'm gonna take my gloves off to pick that up because that's another one that's I made for someone. That's a commission. And the last thing I need to do is drop it. I've got some more backup. I don't know if you can see, I've got 3 more back here that I haven't glazed yet. But the handle came off of one. So let's see. So here's looks like it did. Let's see. I will sand it down a little bit. It might, looks like it might have warped a little bit. But I should probably be able to sand it down and be okay. So there's the casserole dish. I'm holding on tight. Alright, well that is all I have for today. I'm going to go run my errands and reglaze my red bird. I'm going to set this on the shelf. I'm going to reglaze my red bird and put that in another firing. And hopefully it turns out brighter red. You know what, I did this on the dark clay too. That probably, I'm sure that made a difference, made it darker. But anyway, I hope you all have a really nice day. It's raining here, but we could always use the rain. You know, the flowers and the grass and the trees. And maybe it'll keep the cicadas down for a while. We have so many cicadas. When I'm outside in the garden, there's a big dump truck went by. We live on a busy street. I didn't think it was a busy street when we bought the house, but now we see it's a busy street. But anyway, so when I was out in the garden the other day, they were just like running into me, hitting me in the side of the face and in my hair, and like, oh, it's so annoying. So I can't wait till they're gone. That and, you know, Sophie, who, like I said, we now call Hoover, because she goes out there and she just eats as many as she can. It's just crazy. So, anyway, like I said, have a great day, and thanks for watching. I'm going to try and do a video on how I make the casseroles. I put my wheel outside, which is good and it's bad. It's nice to be outside in the summer when it's nice out, but I've noticed, you know, it's either hot or it's raining or it's really cold, or you know, now the cicadas buzzing around. But anyway, you can see my garden in the back. So I'm gonna do some videos outside of me throwing, and we'll see how that turns out. Talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.